welcome everyone. And for our previous listeners, welcome back to our Avalon Integration Zebra Technologies podcast series. Today's topic is going to be around thermal transfer printing. I'd like to do some introductions. I'm Anthony Grosso, the New York Metro Channel Account Manager for Zebra. And again, I have with me Mike Kula, Vice President of Sales for Avalon Integration in New Jersey. How you doing, Mike?
How you doing, Hey, what's up, Anthony?
Hey, I trust you're all dug out from that superstorm.
I am. Ran my snowblower twice, so
2 hours for me yesterday. What a mess. Well, we also have two special guests today with us. From Avalon Integration, we have Sandy Maguire, who is Avalon's Territory Account Manager for Supplies. Good morning, Sandy.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Hey,
thanks for being here. And then we also have from Zebra Technologies, Jay Gaworkecki. He is our Senior Channel Manager for supplies and card printing for the Northeast. Jay, how you doing?
Doing well. Good to be here.
I trust you're all dug out too?
Yeah, we had only about 6 inches, so not too bad.
Ah, lucky dog. I saw by Binghamton was almost 4 feet of snow.
Yep, 45, about an hour away. Yeah, they got hit hard.
Wow.
All right, well,
I'm glad you guys are here, Jay and Sandy.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys. And before we get started, I'd actually like to, level set, especially for our previous listeners. In our previous podcast series, we've done a lot of talking about mobile computing and our data capture solutions that Zebra and Avalon both support, but Zebra and Avalon both support a wide range of printing solutions, from mobile printing that's used in mobile applications with drivers to our industrial printing solutions, tabletop printers that are used in warehouses and distribution facilities. And the reason for our conversation today is those printers don't work without an extensive line of ISO certified supplies, the receipts, the labels, the tags. Those all provide critical information for business operations with our customers and prospects. And, of course, we offer those supplies through partners like Avalon Integration, who has long been an advanced supply specialist in our partner program. So really, I'd like to start off with Mike, and just from your years of experience, you and I have been working together for years to grow that consumables business. And I'd like to hear your perspective on the market. And of course, I'm sure you have some good stories around supplies and unique applications that you've worked on just to get us going.
Sure. Yeah, that's thanks, Anthony. Supplies, it's a label, right? Doesn't seem like it's very exciting. And
Right.
Early in my career, it really wasn't. What I've learned, I used to just call them stickers, right? Guys that sold supplies are like, oh, there's sticker boy, right? Selling supplies. But what I've learned is, you guys have a video of how you guys manufacture supplies in, I think it's your Wisconsin facility. And there is a ton of engineering that goes in that. I remember the first time I went to a supplies manufacturing plant, and I've been selling since the mid '90s. I've been to all sites, all sorts of manufacturing facilities. I've seen them make sugar. I've seen them make automobiles. You name it. And when I went to your facility, what really struck me was the amount of engineering that goes into that, right? That video that you guys have on your website about how a Zebra supply is made is it's pretty interesting. It is a 15-20 minute video. But when you really think about on supplies, right, there's a lot of, we all think of our standard UPS label that comes in, your standard 4x6, and that's probably your base label. But we have clients, and I've been involved in lots of projects with Sandy especially, where they have special adhesives or special top coats. So for example, ice cream, right, goes into a -40 area to 40 degrees. That that ice cream container is going to sweat, right? So you got to make sure that the label sticks. So, even though it might look like a normal label, it's got a special adhesive for that to do that. We have clients that are using labels that, put things as asset tracking and, they're environmental testing tools, right? So they go into the ground for long periods of time and they need to be able to withstand the elements on that. So, so it's really, I've kind of developed a whole new understanding of the importance of the label and how it's critical, not only the printing, but the readability and the scanning down the road. So, Jay, one of the things that, obviously after walking through your guys' facility, there's a lot of engineering. Everyone's manufacturing has been impacted during this pandemic. How's that working for you guys? How are you guys dealing with that?
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. I mean, this has been, we've never seen this before, at least since I've been with Zebra. It's been a challenge without a doubt, but we've really set ourselves in a new cadence to try to get everything out the door for you guys and our customers. But on the manufacturing end, our conversion centers have been completely realigned, to ensure safety and the health of our employees. That comes number one, with us. And, that really has reduced our headcount during our conversion hours. And then we have, between the hours, of staffing, we have cleaning and disinfecting, just like everyone, all the industries, which of course has significantly impacted our output. So really, I mean, it's been tough. I think we've collectively done a really good job in, maintaining a good, amount of output daily, but it has been tough and it continues to be. This isn't over and we're still going through it. And it's impacting the lead times, right? And this is not only for the manufacturer or the converter, it's also for the manufacturers of the raw materials. I mean, they're going through the same exact thing. So we're kind of all in this tough spot, but we're really embracing, with this and working together and working with our partners like Avalon to ensure that, if we need to expedite a product, we're putting that up in the front of the line for you guys. Anything that's COVID related on a label standpoint, that gets to the top of the line. And you guys are doing a fantastic job in communicating when that needs to be done. And, we're working on our end to facilitate. So it's been a fairly significant impact, but we'll get through it.
Well, that's good, Jay. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I know. I recently, I'm in the market for a new refrigerator, and I was shocked to find out that you got to wait 6 to 10 weeks for a refrigerator, right? Because of the manufacturing issues that they're having. So,
you got a big block of ice now in your garage?
Yeah, I have it outside. That'll last me for a little while, right? So I can stick stuff outside. I'll be okay. But certainly not my desire. Any new applications? Any new positive things that are coming out of this pandemic?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that, Mike. I mean, this has forced a lot of our markets to develop new programs to align with everything that's changing. And we've changed, right? I mean, curbside pickup, in-store pickup. I mean, we've done it. I'm doing that 90% of the time. So is my wife. So, these new applications really require similar labels, but in different printing applications, and they need more of them. So, COVID has really shifted to align with, what we need to do now. And we see this moving into next year. People, I think a lot of people are going to remain to utilize curbside pickup, and in-store pickup. It's convenience, right?
Oh yeah.
So, and other things like COVID testing, we've had a lot of projects with actual labeling, the labeling ad for COVID testing. Most of those labeling solutions require 3 labels per person. So we've seen quite a few of those projects too.
Yeah, I'm all for that curbside pickup. I hear you. In the summertime, I had to pick up an extra kayak for my stepson so we can go kayaking. Nice. And actually bought it at Dick's Sporting Goods. It was hard to find, but it was great because they had an app. I said I was at the store, and 2 guys come walking out of the store with the kayak, throw it in my truck, and I'm off. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And but I agree with you. I think that's going to be the wave of the future. I don't think we're ever going to get away from curbside pickup. People really enjoy that convenience. So. I want to move on. I got to ask Sandy how she's dealing with this on the front lines. But before we do that, I want to take a quick commercial break.
From production to storefront, your labels play a crucial role in your supply chain. Secure product identification, drive down warehousing costs, and facilitate inventory management with Zebra's certified consumables. Available at Avalon Integration.
Hey, welcome back. So Jay, thanks for all that great information. So Sandy, I really got a question for you. So I know, we heard from Jay on how COVID is impacting the manufacturing process. You're on the front lines dealing with clients every day. What are you seeing, and what are you telling our clients?
Well, we are seeing the delays, obviously. So due to the manufacturing lead times and the shipment delays across the board, we are encouraging our clients to plan ahead and order early to allow extra time for the products to be made and to ship. And we recently made an email video here at Avalon and sent it out to all of our clients to encourage them to check out their inventory. And if they see that they're running short or will be short in the next few months, to order early to help with the flow. So we saw a great response to that campaign.
Great. No, that's good. Yeah, I've noticed the same thing, right? Everything, I saw one case where they were waiting for UPS to come deliver something. They were like 3-4 days late just because the volume is so high.
Yeah, shipping's really been impacted by all this.
Yeah.
So curious, previous discussions we've had around RFID. I know that, we have new offerings in that space. Have you talked to any clients or customers about RFID labeling and, if that's going to be a possible solution for them down the road?
Yeah, thanks, Anthony. We are seeing an increase in RFID inquiries. Customers are calling, they're asking about exactly, how does it work? Will it work in our environment? The cost of it, exactly all the equipment that they'll need for it and things of that nature. So the interest in it is really starting to pick up. And one of the main questions is, what inlay do I need? So an inlay is actually what's in the label or the tag that the customer scans to tell them, the data that they need. So there's several inlays to choose from. So we help and we guide the customer to exactly what the right product is for their application. So yeah, there's definitely been an increase in that. We recently had a customer and he just ordered a supply of RFID and he needed some more. And we were having a very difficult time with the inlay to get it to him because of the long lead time. So we actually sent him some samples of a different inlay that had the same properties of the one that he was using, and he was able to test it and it worked great. And so he ordered another supply and was able to just keep on going and didn't miss a beat. So
excellent.
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks, Sandy. Hey, Jay, Sandy talked about RFID, but one of the other things that I've seen a lot of changes on is customers moving from thermal transfer to direct thermal. And we all know thermal transfer means you got to print with a ribbon. Direct thermal, it's the coating is on the material, and the print head is what shows up that image. I recently had a client I was at that's been doing direct thermal on applicators for years, and we've been talking to them, I think 4 years on direct thermal technology. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting was, they're a LEED certified facility, and when they would take off that old ribbon from the applicators, they actually had to dispose of it differently. They couldn't mix it in with their normal trash that they were getting rid of. So, a lot of clients were hearing, one of the things I hear about direct thermal is it's getting rid of the ribbon, a little bit better for the environment. Is Zebra doing anything to address these type of environmental concerns that companies are raising?
Yeah, it's a great question, Mike. And yeah, we are actually. I mean, we're embracing it for sure. We have plenty of eco-friendly supplies and solutions that we offer, and plenty of them available through you as a partner to the end user, including dissolvable labels. Have you heard of the dissolvable labels, Mike?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, these are great. I mean, they're new. Typically for applications that need to, take off the label, it's not an easy process. You know, a lot of these totes need to be washed, and the labels need to be taken off after for cleaning each day. We have dissolvable labels that come off very easily, and they're eco-friendly, and they go right down the drain, and they're eco-friendly.
Oh, that's cool.
Really, yeah, it's definitely cool. We also have labels that utilize eco-friendly ingredients for developing, such as vitamin C for developing. Instead of using chemicals, we're utilizing eco-friendly products in the actual developing phase of some of our labels, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah. We also have linerless labels. This eliminates waste for sure. So linerless labels, they have obviously no liner, and which eliminates the waste of utilizing. Most labels do have a liner, so they're becoming more and more popular, which is great.
Well, that liner is probably once you get rid of the ribbon, that's really the one piece that's probably not recyclable, right? So that sounds really cool. So getting rid of the ribbon and getting labels that dissolve and don't clog up your drain is awesome. And now getting rid of the liner, that's really, really exciting. I can't tell you, like I hate, like, if you ever go buy something in for your kitchen, that plate or something like that, and it has that label on there, trying to get that label off of that product, right, is a real pain. So
I just put it through the dishwasher 40 times. Then it comes off.
Yeah, I know. But then that causes other problems, right? That you're picking up pieces of paper in your dishwasher for next 5 years. But no, that's great. So but before we move on, I want to take one more commercial break.
Your inventory passes through a lot of hands. Make sure it gets to the right place with Zebra certified consumables, designed to meet your needs anytime, anywhere. Find your next labeling solution at Avalon Integration.
All right, welcome back. So this has been a great discussion so far. I appreciate everybody's comments. So Mike, as your channel manager for 7 years now, like I mentioned earlier, you guys have consistently grown your supplies business. Overall, we're talking 20% growth annually. What do you attribute that success to in this specific market, and what are the success factors that help you achieve those goals and help your customers at the same time?
Good question, Anthony. I talked earlier on that selling labels is really complex. Early in my career, I really didn't give it a lot of thought, right? I was like, it's a label, who cares? But what we've learned over at Avalon over the years is that you really need a focused team that specializes in this area. Just like we got specialists for mobile computing and printing and wireless, you got to have a specialized team that just focuses on supplies, because there's just so much to know, right? It's just not like I'm selling a plain Jane direct thermal 4x6 label, right? Jay talked about the eco-friendly stuff and linerless and all these other types of things that's in there. So having a focused team is really important. Sandy is part of that focused team here at Avalon. And she's the front line that deals with customers when they call and they say, hey, this is what my requirement is. Sandy kind of knows the path to take them down for a solution that's going to work for them. I think the second thing is providing the best response and service level to the customer, right? And making sure that they don't run out of supplies. I can't tell you, when we first started in the supplies business, how many times we would get a phone call on a Friday night at 5 o'clock that said, oh my God, I'm going to run out of labels on Monday. I need you to overnight them. Right. And, you were walking out the door already, and you had to flip right around and come right back and get that fixed. And, the downside about that is, a case of labels could weigh anywhere from, 20 to 40 pounds. And then you got to overnight that thing. It's really, really expensive. So, one of the things that we've done working with our customers is making sure that they're buying their product in an optimal fashion, right? There's a variety of different programs. And, the goal is really tell our customers to really get them to think about using those, think of those supplies as any other critical component of your manufacturing, bill of materials. So if, you're making chocolate chip cookies, you make sure you always have flour and you have eggs and you have the chocolate chips that you're necessary. Well, the one other item that you need is the label that goes on that box when that chocolate chips and when those chocolate chip cookies are coming off the line, as an example. Okay. So that's really important.
Interesting. So Sandy, you're on the front lines for Mike, and he mentioned some programs. What are those programs, and how do you utilize them to help your customers?
Yeah, the manufacturers, they offer several programs to help with the customers, to help with their stock, to keep it on the shelf for them so they don't run into the problems that Mike was describing and running out of labels. So one of the programs is called a 6-month make and hold program, and the customer can order 6 months or get a quote for 6 months supply so they can take advantage of the volume pricing, and then we'll keep it on the shelf for them and we ship as they need. And then we just ship and bill as they send in their POs within that 6-month time frame. And that really helps because they can take advantage of that volume pricing. And again, there's other programs called blanket pricing or blanket POs and SMP programs, and it's a yearly volume. So again, they can plan out for the whole year if they know what they're going to use throughout the year and take advantage of that discount pricing for the volume. And again, it's always on the shelf for them. So when they're ready to ship, they won't find themselves short of labels. And the manufacturers have a program for free print heads as well, which saves the customers a lot of money. Okay. So when you're using the manufacturer's printer and their certified supplies, if you register your printer, you qualify for free print heads, and this will save the customers a lot of costs. So
sure, save a lot of costs.
Programs that they offer, and it's just one of the few ways that we can help customers save money.
Excellent.
Yeah, and Anthony, just to add to that, I think those types of programs, when in light of what's going on today, and with manufacturing of labels with the COVID stuff happening, the availability of these programs allows a company like Zebra or any other manufacturer to really plan for that volume, right? There's no more emergencies, right? If you have a make and hold or an SMP, you could plan ahead of time and have that product sitting there and ready, both from raw materials as well as the finished product. So it's really, really key. And from a client's perspective, it's that volume pricing, right? I don't know. I can't tell you how many clients I've had that will buy on a monthly basis, and we call that a spot buy, right? They say, I need X amount this month, but when you really sit down with them and say, well, if you gave me a 6-month forecast, and even if that jiggles a little bit up or down, right, your pricing is going to be better because your volume is higher, and your commitment is greater. So working with Sandy, and again, back to that focus team, Sandy helps clients really figure that out. And tries to get them the very best solution that they can.
Sure. That's great. Yeah, that's, having that multi-layer organization that can support your customers and give them new ways of looking at their usages and needs, definitely could save them time and money, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, this is great. I think we probably want to wrap this up soon, but I was curious to see if Jay had any other thoughts around new applications, or you, Mike. I have an interesting story too that I'll share at the end, but I'll pass it over to Jay.
Yeah, on applications, we talked a bit about RFID. RFID is definitely growing. The applications are, they're hitting a lot of verticals. And Mike talked a little bit about, asset inventory and what have you. But we're seeing RFID picking up quite a bit. The cost has come down over the years. And the hardware all around it has come down as well. So complete solutions are not as expensive as they used to be, right? And a lot of people are still using barcodes and what have you on their labels, and they will continue to do that. It comes down to an ROI, and Sandy and Avalon, they're there to take a look at the ROI potential depending on the application, and we're here to support that. So that's one that I definitely see coming alive, moving forward in 2021 and beyond in a lot of different vertical markets. Other than that, we were always bringing on new products, and we listen to our partners. And if there's a new application that requires like a new label, we're all ears, and we embrace it, and we'll put together a solution. So hopefully we have some more coming down the road.
Excellent.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, and I'm voting for curbside pickup to continue. Post pandemic, because that's a good deal.
Yeah. So Mike, I don't know if you remember, my family and I were recently under quarantine right before Thanksgiving, and we had to do curbside pickup several times. And I'm not a big fan of it, but I am now because I waited in my car, stayed nice and warm. But we did a pickup at a local grocery chain here on Long Island, and the paper bags came out with a 4x6 label with our name on it, a Grosso, and the order date and everything like that, and what was on the order. We brought them home, and then like a week later, my dad, who has the same name as as myself, he went to the grocery store, just shopping in the store, and he bagged his stuff with their paper bags, and he comes home and he looks at the bag, and it's got the same label on it. They must have printed too many labels and bags for our order, and somehow the same name circulated it within the store and actually got to my dad.
Oh, wow. That's kind of wild.
And I went to his house. I'm like, what are you doing with my bag, my grocery bag? He's like, this is not yours. I got this today.
That is funny.
So was he actually in the store, or was he doing?
He was in the store shopping.
Wow. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild.
That is funny.
So Sandy and Jay, thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you both.
Information was really helpful. Everyone stay safe. Everyone stay healthy as we're getting through this. And
come on back sometime.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready. Definitely. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Everybody have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.